So let's talk about our audience. Does your audience even matter? Can you write for all audiences in one piece of writing? I would argue that you cannot. So let's get into it. Welcome back, writers. I'm Dr. Ebony. I'm an author of books for children. I'm a writing educator and a writing coach. If you're a Black woman who wants to write a children's book, you want to write your family history, you want to start a journal, you want to improve your writing, you're in the right place. Join our community of writers. Hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss when I go live. So let's talk about audience. Why does your audience matter? Yes, it matters. Just think about if you're telling a friend a story, you would not tell that same story in the same way to one of your professors or a coworker at work or a stranger you met on the street. You would, as we say, sometimes code switch. You would tell the story in a different way, write the story in a different way so that your audience can connect with the way you're telling the story. It's the same thing in writing, okay? So yes, your audience matters. So first, you have to decide who you're writing to. I happen to write for young children. So I pay attention to the way children speak. I used to be a preschool teacher, so I collected a lot of notes over the years, but I also write for young adults. I have my students are 18, 19, and 20 now, so I pay attention to how they speak, what they like, what their interests are. I pay attention to their dialogue, to where they like to hang out, what they like to read about, what they are interested in. I just have kind of collected notes and just I pay attention to the things that can help connect my reader to my writing. So decide who your audience is, who you're writing to, and pay attention to certain things. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple of things to think about. So one, you have to decide who your audience is. You want to clearly define who is the reader of this piece of writing that you're going to create. Okay. Once you know that, consider what their age is, consider their background, consider their interests, their knowledge level, their expectations. All of those things matter when you're deciding what to write, okay, and who to write to. So the first thing was decide who you're writing to. Who is your audience? Okay, even if you're just keeping a journal, who are you writing to? Are you writing to yourself? Are you writing to another woman your age? Are you writing to the next generation? Maybe your children or your grandchildren. Decide who you're writing to, okay? And then two, decide what does your audience want to know? Or what does your audience need from this piece of writing, okay? You may have a really kind of definitive idea of the message that you want to send, but also it's important to think about what your audience needs from you. What does your audience want from you? What are they going to connect with most in your writing, okay? So understand what your audience's goals are. That's really important. So if you have a specific reader in mind and you've decided on this reader, what are their goals? What do they want from you? What do they need from you? And then decide if your audience is seeking information from you. Are you going to be disseminating information? Are you going to be entertaining? Are you going to be persuading or something else? Okay. Maybe documenting family history. You want to tailor your content in order to fill that need or that want or that desire in your reader. Okay. Can you also fulfill your own needs and your own wants? Absolutely. You can do both. Okay. It's both and in this situation. So one, decide who your audience is. Two, decide what your audience or uncover what your audience would want or what your audience would need. And then three, decide how you can connect with them. What language are you going to use? What tone are you going to use? What examples are you going to pull or add into your writing that are going to resonate most with the audience of your choice? Okay. All of those things matter. So decide on your audience, start paying attention to, if you don't have all of that information already, start paying attention to the type of language they use, the tone that you believe would resonate most, and then pull examples that you think best demonstrate the need or the want, that best fill the need or the want that your audience will have, okay? It's a good way to build rapport with your reader, okay? When they can recognize the language, they can recognize the tone, they can identify with the examples that you provide in your writing. It's a great way to build rapport. And then your reader starts to trust you and they look for more and more, okay? And they keep reading. That's important, because sometimes if your reader does not resonate, does not connect with your writing, they will put it down and move on to something else, which is okay. But we want to create a piece of writing that will resonate with the audience that you've selected, okay? It also helps you to establish your credibility with your reader, okay? So decide who your audience is going to be, start paying attention to their needs, their wants, their goals, okay? Decide what they want, decide how you're going to provide what they want in your writing, and then decide how you can connect with them, okay? What examples are you going to pull? What language are you going to use? What tone is going to be evident in your writing, okay? And then what examples are you going to use to support your writing, all right? So for our writing burst today, I want you to spend at least the next 5 minutes and choose an audience. Tell me everything you can about this audience, okay? Sometimes we call them character sketches when we're starting to work on a creative piece. We write everything we possibly can about this character. So decide on the audience, tell me as much as you can about your audience, and then tell me what the need is, or what your audience will want from your writing, and then how you make a plan. How are you going to connect with them? What language are you going to use? What tone are you going to use? And what examples are you going to include in your writing to help connect you with your writer? Okay. Have a great writing session. I will see you next time.